Hey, how you doing? It's Paul here. Hey, welcome at the last day of 2020. And in this video, I just really wanted to reflect on this very disturbing year, let's say. And of course, something we must always remember going into the new year, no matter where you are at in this very moment. Now, I also wanted to reflect on where I have been and where I'm currently at. And I also just really wanted to give myself this reminder because of where I'm currently at. So we can look at everything at both the good, the bad, the right, the wrong, the positive or the negative. Again, it's all about perception and of course how we handle certain type of things. So for me this year, I mean, starting from March of course changed everything. It changed the entire world, right? We can all agree on. And I think many people are just really want to get this year over with. But doesn't mean that 2021 is going to be a whole bright new year where everything going to be super positive. Well, who knows, right? We don't know. I mean, for the same reason, everything can go on in the way it currently is going on, or perhaps even worse before it can get even better. Now, for March, I still had this part-time driving job, working in automotive, always traveling. And of course, when the pandemic hit, that was like we all went into lockdown and I was home for like, 2 months or so. So that was really like, the first set of disappointments. I mean, you think like, oh, when I'm at home, I'm finally going to do all the things I always wanted to do. And reality is that I started to feel like very slow, very sluggish. I don't want to do it. Coming back to work, I was like, do I really want to carry on doing this? So I was already planting myself the seeds like I don't really want to do this work anymore. Even though when I enjoy driving, I enjoy traveling, from a job and income perspective, I was like, I'm getting a little bit done with this. So summer, I went for holidays to the Netherlands and I got back in touch, of course, with my roots, where my family is at, and I felt a stronger connection with the place I've ever felt before. So during the time I was like very busy, like finding new career opportunities, job opportunities and all of that. Unfortunately, nothing really came off the ground from the kind of work I was applying for, because I was applying for things that I was doing in the past that I also figured that wasn't really working for me. So I was still like trying to go to a past event and relive this past over and over again, except these doors didn't really want to open. So I went back to the UK with a bit of lead or iron in my shoes. Like I didn't really want to go there, except of course I got a job there that doesn't really feel like a career, but most importantly, of course, I got a relationship here. So for that reason, I feel this responsibility, like I gotta go and come back here. But when I came back here in the summer, I made videos about it, and you can still check it out, but it doesn't really matter anymore. But I felt like, what the heck am I really doing? I don't really want to be here anymore. So that really kicked in. Of course, another lockdown. I changed work. First of all, I changed work. I started a new job in automotive, but after a couple of weeks, I noticed that their primary goal was, just to make money, like everybody is doing, most people are doing, just to make money for the sake of your survival, but not always with the highest intentions of do something like more like meaningful or unconditional, and I was really getting fed up with that kind of reality, this inauthentic behavior, I must say. And again, I didn't really feel like what I'm doing here, I don't really feel like I belong here, even though there was a past where I really enjoyed being in a commercial driven role. But again, I wasn't really enjoying it at all. Within a couple of weeks, they figured like, okay, so we are still like in this pandemic, the economy is not really going on, we can't pay you the full salary that we are currently paying, and we cannot employ you for the amount of hours we are currently employing for you, so the only thing we can offer you is this bare minimum. And I was like, fuck off. So you're going to judge my worth based on this? I was like, I gotta get out of here. This is like really hurting my self-esteem. And that was September. So of course, I made videos about that about security, insecurity, and all of that. That was like September, October, where I was like very busy seeking for new jobs and all of that, and the feeling of invisibles really kicked me in the butt. The feeling of loneliness, isolation, all of that, it really kicked me in the butt. So yeah, I made a video about that, and since then I've been basically at home. I mean, then there was like a lockdown, and then we came out of the lockdown, and then there was like another tier restrictions, and then we were allowed to drive out, but then we were not able to drive out, and currently we are like in a tier 4 restriction program where we are barely allowed to leave the city for anything real meaningful. So what I experience is constant disappointments, but at the same time, when I just open your phone, you read a message, you read a headline, of the feeling that there is something out there, a force, whatever you want to call it, that wants to take our freedom away from us. And I feel an enormous amount of frustration and anger, mainly because I have collected a lot of different kind of experiences in my life, early childhood, whatever. When my parents went through divorce, we went through cases in courthouse, I went through a child protection scheme. So I always felt like a sense of injustice, like there is a force that can take something away from you, and then you feel like disempowered or victimized by that force. And that kind of still can trigger a lot of anger inside of me, and I really noticed that lately in me, and I want to fight it, I want to suppress it. That's currently what I'm doing. This kind of way what I'm battling with, and recently that really manifested itself. Like last week I was picking up my girlfriend from work, and what I really miss right now, because one positive thing I didn't mention is that also this year we bought our own car, we saved some money for it, and it's a really nice car. I'm a bit of a petrol head anyway. I enjoy driving, and the only thing is the only sad reality is I cannot really enjoy driving my car at the moment. I cannot really go out for nice journeys into the countryside and go on long trips and all of that because of all these bloody restrictions. And I'm really fed up at, feeling stuck at home. This is kind of really what my energy is about right now. Stagnation, feeling stuck, imprisonment. That's kind of really how I feel like imprisoned in this room. Right now it's freezing outside, so that's why I don't really bring my camera out in the frosty environment, even though it's very nice. My winter jacket got lost, so not a very good option at the moment. The thing is that we are currently going through, a lot of heaviness, maybe loss or grief or disappointment or fear or anger, frustrations. Well, the list goes on, maybe loneliness, isolation, separation. Well, we can list out all these lower vibrations that we are dealing with. What I feel is that I feel like a sense of stagnation, like in an inertia. I kind of feel like stuck, because the vision I had for this YouTube channel is really to improve my creative skills, my cinematography, and I really had like a bigger goal of what it is that I wanted to create, which involves, of course, traveling, go to different places and all of that. So again, also these things are just like a highly disappointment. Then the other thing, work, career, income, isolation, all of that, it's a lot of our basic needs are just falling apart, and then you want to go up in self-accusation, but you don't really feel grounded or connected to your roots. So what goes up doesn't really come down. So there's like this disconnect, which I've been experiencing for quite some time, and that's why the last couple of weeks or so I was like, I just need a break from everything. I feel tired, I feel sluggish. I don't really feel the desire or the drive to really to do any difference. So yeah, that's a bit of heaviness. It's a bit of heaviness. So that's why I really decided to make this video, because for me right now it's much easier to do not do anything at all. But I just really wanted to make this video with not too much effort, I will be honest, just to make this the last videos of this year's. But the only thing we must remember, because there's still light, there's always hope, there's always light, and that's really what I'm looking forward to, because actually I will be starting a new job, career opportunity, and I've been waiting for that. And that is indeed in the field of spiritual healing, doing online sessions with people. And for me right now it is a waiting game, because the company I'm going to work for, they're working on their website, advertising and all of that. So probably from January we'll be start working from that. So yeah, that's really really what I wanted to give to you in this video. Like, yes, all these things that are currently happening, some negativity, maybe some heaviness, perhaps they are there for a reason, and it's always good to reflect on that. But we must always maintain hope, faith, and always try to see some light at the end of the tunnel, no matter where we are at. And that light for me, it could mean is that, hey, when I start this online job, it could mean is that I could work from anywhere in the world and get out of this place, for example. So anyway, now of course the question for you is like, what are your reflections of this year, both the positive, the negative, what happened, the good, the bad, ugly? I mean, how has everything worked out for you? The working from home, it feels like, hey, it's a God bless, it's a God-given gift that has been given to me, it's awesome. Or you're also a little bit like, hey, I miss the traveling, I miss always being on the run, on the go, and that's not the case at the moment. And right now I just feel a little bit like you, a bit like stagnant, in a state of inertia. Energy doesn't really flow, or it costs me so much effort, and I really need to push myself, force myself to get my energy rolling. But you know, I always feel like there's like brakes behind me, like I'm dragging an anchor through the mud no matter what I do. And you feel like, you know, I just really need to get a break of everything and just allow myself to rest, to sleep, whatever, meditate, go for walks, and that's it. Accept that and don't beat yourself up for that. I'm currently in a stage of that as well. Of course I can beat myself up for that, but you know, it is what it is. And from next year I just really look forward to start with this new opportunity, and I definitely keep you guys posted on that. Of course I always have lots of different ideas and projects I want to get out, so I also keep you posted on that as well. For now, just leave a comment below. What were some of the highlights for you? The ups, the downs, the lessons, the insights, maybe some changes in your work, relationship, whatever. And yeah, what I really wanted to give to you is like, stay healthy, stay positive, and don't let the circumstances drag you down. So happy new year. I see you next year.